This segment is brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Welcome back. Of course, this segment is proudly brought to you by MTN. Well, if you're not a part of the MTN family yet, then you are missing out. Kindly go out there and get your MTN SIM card, register it, and be a part of the MTN family. MTN everywhere you go, no matter where you are, yachi baby, you can have access to your family or your friends with the MTN SIM card. So get yours now. Also, the show is proudly brought to you by GTP. If you want to look fabulous or you have a loved one and you want to give a wonderful gift to that person. Since Sunday is Father's Day, go get your GTP for your father. He will appreciate it. Now, GTP cuts across all ages, whether the person is old or young. That person can wear GTP and look fabulous. GTP, timeless. If you're about to break your fast, you haven't eaten all night, you woke up this morning, of course something has to go into your stomach. Yes, go to Coco King and tell them what you feel like eating. They have a sorted breakfast. They have the Equick Babies, the Tom Browns, the Oblayo, I mean everything breakfast you could think of, they have it for you. So just contact them for yours. Also, they have the sandwiches, the croissants, the pancakes. Yes, pancake lovers. Coco King has it. So just go to their stand and they will serve you. Now, a lady or a gentleman definitely needs that right underwear to make them look good. Now, go to Beautiful Beneath because they have authentic underwears. For the ladies, they have the Spanx, the corsets, the brassieres, the undershorts, anything underwear for a lady. For the men, they have the boxers, the briefs, the singlets. They even have the sportswear. So go to Beautiful Beneath because they have all of these for you. Now, high sense, sorry, because they have discounted their prices on their mobile phones, their radios, and their television sets. We need to support the Black Stars to bring the cup home. AFCON 2019, of course. And so go get your discounted television sets, your radios, and your mobile phones from Hisense. Contact them on 0302 550000. But don't forget that terms and conditions do apply. Now, today we are talking about something that is very, very essential in Ghana, not just in Ghana, but I think it's worldwide. It's essential because when you start an organization, you need to develop the organization. Now, a startup is not as difficult as maintaining that organization, hence the need for this group. And we have the group, I have with me two great gentlemen. In fact, I can't even call them gentlemen because I have a bishop here. And when we talk about bishops, we salute, like we don't just say, oh, bishop, no. You salute when you talk about a bishop because it's not easy being a bishop. I have with me Bishop Samuel N. Mensah. He is president of the Full Gospel Church International Ghana. Welcome, Bishop.
Thank you very much, Rosalind.
Thank you. And I have with me also Mr. John Sulemana. He's a member of the Organization Development Practitioners Association. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
How are you today, gentlemen?
Doing very well, thank you.
So today we are going to talk about the influence of organization development in today's company performance. And we've seen a lot of companies struggling. Obviously, even we are going through a lot of, financial problems with companies. Some have to lay off their workers because they cannot sustain the company. They can't pay their workers, and hence the need for organization development. Now, when we speak about organization development, what do we mean by that, Bishop?
Thank you very much, Rosalind, for having us. And maybe I will say that the Organization Development Practitioners Association, John is a member and I'm the first vice president of the organization. The president is Mr. Noble Kumewu. And talking about organization development, in short, OD, it facilitates it facilitates organizations to be able to have the ability to self-reflect themselves, self-diagnose, and come out with possible programs and policies that can enhance and improve the organization to achieve its original mission and goals. So basically what it will do is it will facilitate in a process to help you to self-reflect, self-diagnose, find out what problems you seem to have, and then empower you to be able to have the possible solutions so that you can achieve the original mission for which the organization was set up. And then at the end of the day, the organization become very healthy, become very effective, very productive. So when we talk of OD, organization development, that is what it seeks to achieve.
And one would definitely be wondering if it's not the same as consultancy, because obviously when your organization is struggling, you can, seek the help of a consultant to be able to bring back your company to a good level. I'll come to you, Sulemana.
Right. Thank you so much, Roslyn. OD is an aspect of consultancy, but not the same as what we are used to. We call those the expert consultancy. And just as you rightly introduced the discussion, it is good, all right, to establish an organization, but it is best to think of how you can maintain that organization. Why? Because situations on the market don't remain same, they do change. So yes, you need that continuous or continual improvement, as Bishop said. The difference between OD and the usual consultancy that we know is that in OD, you don't, as a consultant, prescribe the solutions to your client organization. What happens is that OD's focus is on diversity, OD's focus is on innovation. So yes, once you enter into the organization, what you do is to, first of all, be able to work with the client system. And when I say client system, I mean the employees in there. Yes, to be able to diagnose the problems. Because just as it is with any sickness, some sicknesses may have very similar symptoms. So it would be very unfair for you to say that somebody has headache and just conclude that the person has malaria. No. So, and even if it is malaria, people react differently to the various malaria treatments that we have. So you need to actually diagnose, first of all, what is the problem? And you don't do that, you do it with the employees. Once you have gone past that, yes, you identify the problems, what are the possible solutions? Don't give to the organization, you again engage them, you again work with them, come out with solutions. Why is it necessary to do so? Once you do that, one, you are able to get their buy-in, you are able to get their commitment. So the issue of, oh, yet a baby, and somebody brought us some solutions, doesn't come in. And what also happens is that, yes, the people within the organization, they kind of have that confidence in themselves. The next time there is an issue, because they did it themselves, kind of, you only supported them, you only facilitated it. So yes, that learning takes place. So in OD, there is always that learning aspect, which you cannot get in expert consultancy.
Right, Bishop, yeah. And with the learning aspect, as he said earlier, does it mean that if my company is struggling, I can just decide to nominate somebody in the company to become a practitioner or become a part of you, learn whatever he or she has to learn, and come and impact the knowledge in my company? Or I do have to come and employ for your services for you to come and impact the knowledge in my company for it to survive?
Thank you. Rosalind is like someone who is sick, and then he's saying that, well, now that I'm sick, I will have to now find somebody to go to the medical school, and then it takes 7 years before he comes back to treat me. By that time, you are dead and gone. And so once the organization is having challenges, the first thing you can do is to look for an OD practitioner. He would walk into the organization, listen to the issues, listen to the challenges you are going through, and then be able to take some few notes, and then also engage with management as to what are they also saying. Based upon what they would be telling you, then you will be able to know that, look, it looks like the issues that they are bringing probably has to do with communication challenges in the organization, or perhaps some units and aspects of the organizational system are not coordinating and collaborating. Perhaps for some departments are competing with another department, hence it's affecting the overall performance of the organization. It could also be perhaps people are not relating well. Therefore, you will probably come across and realize that, look, you need to do what we call group dynamics, interventions that will be able to allow the groups to be able to relate as a family. you could probably identify that this has to do with a cultural issue. The organization has a culture that has impeded their performance, and therefore there is a need to redefine the culture of the organization. So based upon what you would hear, you will be able to know, you can go into your toolbox. What is it that I can bring to solve and help them to solve the problem? However, you don't tell them what to do. You help them to discover their own problems and then also help them to come up with possible solutions. Then you walk them through so that they can also help to implement. The principle, Rosalind, is what people help create, they help maintain. So when you help people to identify their problem and then they are able to prescribe solutions to their problem, they will ensure that that problem can be handled, and then they can achieve that. So that is what you can do. However, in the process of time, you can nominate an individual now to go to, we have Organizational Development Institute that is based in Hacho. They have a diploma programs, diploma certificate, other certificate programs, and a master's program. Then you can go and learn and then become a professional practitioner at the end of the day.
Right. So then there are leaders in almost every company, and a leader definitely has to make sure or ensure that these things are being done. Example is to make sure that the culture is being practiced, to make sure the communication is going on well. So if we seek the assistance of organization development practitioner, are we not taking the role of a leader and sidelining the leader from what he has to do? Or I mean, are we not just sidelining that leader and we are just going to take over the company? Is that not so?
Not at all. The leader himself is part of the system. Someone will say that he's been there from the beginning of the problem to where it is. So it is always good, it is always advisable that you get a neutral person. If the leader or the manager is the one who is to champion it, members of the organization may say that, oh, after all, he's doing it for either his benefit or the benefit of he and his colleagues. Yes. So if you have that external person, it kind of calms down nerves, kind of. And you are a leader also doesn't mean you can do everything and anything. Yes, even with the medical side, we have different areas. Somebody says, I'm a doctor. That doesn't mean that he can treat all manner of diseases.
Right, that's
no,
true.
that is not what happens. But the OD person, just like we said, our belief is that the solutions to the problems of the organization lie within the organization members. So the neutral person, once he or she comes in, the people have that trust in him, have that trust in her. So they are better able to open up as they would have done with somebody who is from within. Going back to the question that you asked, Bishop, on whether if you have issues, you need to get the consultant services or you can just send somebody. It is a trend that is coming up now. People have what we call internal consultants, but that still hasn't been able to cure that lack of trust thing. So yes, you may even have an internal consultant, but you still need that neutrality, which you can only get by bringing someone in.
Right. So how long has this organization been in existence, Bishop?
Well, OD actually has been in existence from, I would say, from the 40s through the 60s. It started from the US. Lewis Kett has been seen as the founder and the father of OD, but actually it evolved, and in recent times it has now been seen in practice in Africa. But I must say Ghana is beginning to strengthen OD because the practice of OD has been in existence for more than over 20-something years in Ghana. Through Mr. Noble Kumabu, who basically, I would say, the father of OD in Ghana, or by extension in Africa, because OD hasn't been very vibrant in Africa. Ghana has been very strong, and Mr. Kumabu has been the father of OD in Africa. And so that is why OD is needed, because you know what, Rosalind, OD can change a nation. OD can change the life of an individual. OD can change our belief system, our culture.
I was going to ask about OD changing the nation, because when a nation is struggling, we need OD. So tell us how OD will be able to change our nation. I mean, our nation. Let's take even the filth that we have. As an example, you know, whenever it rains, there's so much flood going on because people are dumping refuse anywhere they get to. So how can OD help a nation change this kind of attitude in the citizens?
I think one of the first things OD would do, first of all, the practice of OD is to bring change in attitude, change in your behavior, change in culture, change in your belief system. And so OD will help people to identify that, listen, we have a problem. We are creating filth. And it's leading to the floods, because these floods are not natural disasters. They are man-made. And therefore, once we are able to identify that we have a problem, then we can definitely consult key players, the minister of, if it's the minister of sanitation or what have you, then what do we do to engage? Now you have to engage stakeholders, religious leaders, traditional leaders, government officials. Then these are the people that you will engage them to be able to come up with a program as to what can we do, how do we go by this change of attitude. Perhaps we can even start with a training program from the schools, from kindergarten, how to manage filth, how you need to be able to be more responsible when it comes to the filth. What do we have to do in terms of throwing refuse and what have you. So these are the processes for which we can help change. But change wouldn't take place overnight. Okay, for example, this kind of field work, what have you, it can probably take over 3-4 years. But again, people must play the key role, and that will be the minister who will have to lead and bring the needed stakeholders in that place.
And the minister, yes.
Just to add a bit to what Bishop said, one tenet of OD is holistic change. It looks at the entire system. It doesn't just touch on a single side, not wanting to know what is happening at the other side. Taking us back to the field thing or the flooding, yes, it's actually an issue. So one may say that it is a problem because people dump garbage into the gutters anywhere. It could be true attitudinal. But what we need to know also as a nation is that our attitudes, our culture will always be carved by the environment in which we find ourselves in. So yes, you say that the people shouldn't throw garbage anywhere. That is one aspect of the system. The next question is, so what provision has been made so that it prevents them, or at least will kill that appetite to throw in garbage into the gutters? So do we have refuse cans in the various communities? If the question is no, then should we really be worried about how people dump their garbage? In areas also that, yes, we have the garbage cans, it takes ages for them to be collected. So they get filled up, the place gets messy, the place gets smelly. What happens next? Talking about our drainages also, we have open drainage. It's all part of the system. The question is, if that is what is encouraging people to dump into the gutters, can we therefore think of stopping or ending the open drainage system? Can we have them underground? Can we have them covered? Fine, we still have the open ones. Go through the streets of Accra now and see what work has been done on some drainages. You have garbage collected from the gutters, dumped just at the tip of the gutter. Passers-by are kicking them back into the gutter. Very soon it will rain, everything gets washed up into it. So that is what OD looks at. Don't just say that, okay, desil the gutters. The question is, after desilting, what do you do with what you collect? And then the issue of trying to work on people's attitude, not from the grown-ups, raise a new generation, like Bishop was saying. Go to the primary schools. They are a bit malleable. if I'm permitted to use that word. So you can kind of form that attitude from that zone. Then once they become matured adults, we won't have this issue. So OD helps.
OD helps because I'm quite impressed. I mean, like, we all talk about, you know, filth, but there's more to it. It's just like you said. And that is what OD is doing. It's opening our eyes. And I think the government needs your services, because the government does need your services, because it's not just putting people in power, but when they come in power, they need your services to help them to change the nation. So who can be a practitioner? Who qualifies to be a practitioner?
Well, to be a practitioner, first of all, you need to be trained. And the institute that can provide that service is Organization Development Institute based in Haucho. And so once you are admitted in, you can go and do a certificate program, you can have a diploma program, and then you can have a master's program. And once you go through, you can then be admitted into this new professional body that we are forming and going to be launched. So that is how you can become a practitioner. You are trained, you are certified, and then you begin to, you can be attached to an industry, or you can work with an industry and begin to practice, and then you will gain the necessary skills.
Right. So, so far, how many practitioners do we have in Ghana?
I would say we have probably over 100, and it is this professional body that we are now wanting to put together would bring all of them under that umbrella. So we have them scattered around the country, and some of them are doing a lot of great work, perhaps under HR, and some of them are providing that managerial services from different angles. You know, but whatever, once you study OD, Rosalind, it affects you as an individual. You will never go through OD without you getting change. You become the agent of change to change your environment. So the change will start with you first, because the law of change says the first person you see in the mirror is the one you need to change. And so once you do that, you go through OD. OD helps you to change, and then you can change the system. And OD will inform you in whatever you do. So you can be a chief executive, you've taken an OD course, you can apply it in how you manage and run the organization.
Right. And all our leaders need this then. There's a launch tomorrow. Tell us about your launch tomorrow.
Right. Like Bishop said, we have realized that we have so many practitioners, but their activities have not been coordinated well. So that's the reason why we have this umbrella body, so that it will kind of bring sanity into the system. Ethical issues will be looked at, yes. So the interest of the client is safeguarded, interest of the practitioner is safeguarded. So we are launching the ODPA, that is Organization Development Practitioners Association, Ghana. Tomorrow, the time is 11 a.m. and the venue is ODI, that is Organization Development Institute, located in Hacho, Ekomok. Yes, so it's not just going to be an occasion or a ceremony for only practitioners. Everybody is invited, including you and your team here. Come, let's listen to what OD is about, and then see how we can impact ourselves, impact our homes, impact our communities, and impact Ghana as a whole.
So do you offer pro bono services to people who probably do not have cash to take the course?
Oh, yes, we do. Depending upon, we offer a lot of services to NGOs and you know, even church organizations. I use those skills in equipping churches, in making churches better, in making other associations better. So yes, we offer those services. As long as we want to help people bring change, as long as we want to improve the lives of people, yes, we do. Because the job of a practitioner must also be that he must offer some pro bono services to other organizations at the end of the day.
Okay, so for anybody who wants to be a part of this event tomorrow, what contact number should they reach you on in order to be a part of it?
I would say that first of all, maybe you can give your number.
Yeah. 024 328 9795. I'll take that again. 024 328 9795.
People are going to be calling you because it's going to be a great event tomorrow.
Well, it's going to be an
It should
exciting
be.
moment
Yes.
where there's a professional body for the first time in Africa that will manage change, that will lead to change and change the culture of a society, of organizations, and of a nation.
Right.
And
So-
I must be quick to add that even though we have the worldwide body, this is actually the first of its kind in Africa. So Ghana truly will always be the gateway to Africa.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we know tomorrow is going to be a great day. We are going to be there to support.
You bet.
Is there
Thank
anything
you.
else you want to say?
Well, I would say that OD brings change. Organization development brings change to the lives of society. Organizations make people and people make organizations. And therefore, you cannot become effective organization without improving the lives of the people. Once the lives of the people are improved, organizations become better.
Right. Thank you so much, Bishop.
My statement will only be a very short one. We have seen too many organizations going off the scene as a nation. The way forward is OD. OD will help you identify the problem even before it surfaces. So with OD, you as an organization, you always have a beautiful tomorrow.
Exactly. With ODU as an organization, will have a beautiful tomorrow. I've been speaking to Bishop Samuel N. Mensah, who is the president of the Full Gospel Church International Ghana, and also Mr. John Suleiman, a member of Organization Development Practitioners Association. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I hope that you will be a part of this event tomorrow. We need to change our society. We'll be right back.
Abedimpo, call me Kofi Kenata. Move on, baby. Move. Eja mama mfao mama mfense mukwan. Pay me bill. Mfao manse mukwan. Eja mama mfao mama mfense mukono. Pay me bill. Mfao manse mukwan. Shadi jamanelo pako. Epiamenelo pako. Ejamenelo pako. Epiamenelo pako. Ejamenelo pako. Epiamenelo pako. Ejamenelo pako. Yeah, epiamenelo pako. But I say, back when you miss me in a natural no, still also uncheck. I feel my baby, I love you, your son on feel. Back when you miss me in a natural no, still also uncheck. I feel my baby, I love you, your son on feel. Eja mama mfao mama mfansa mkwante wa hindi de no nene papa oselemu. Eja menelo pako, single and free. Eja menelo pako, for your love. In your money me low. Eja menelo pako, single and free. Eja menelo pako, I'm a for your love. Hey, I will not papa will uncle brother won't wo. Chum, mama will auntie was sister won't you know. Chum, papa will uncle brother won't wo. Chum, oh now mama will auntie was sister won't you know. Chum, po, Ejaminello papa Instagram. Guess what?
Ejaminello papa Facebook. I want so boy so.
Hey, Ejaminello papa Snapchat. Guess what?
Ejaminello papa Twitter. I am put the wire up a share.
Charlie knew that some more penunia, no monia, so be BT, I am not pet. Mamu, the move one will show poet, come and take, now I don't care. Mopocho, that's what's up. I'm on my down, clever, well done. Division the one for ye and I, when you Coba World Cup, no money there. They will bet 10, level will be change, I got 10 over 10. Now you were there, let mama down, I am a crown, still in my town. See who I fell, first on the academy.
No.
Are you fanning the floor or something?
Charlie, I'm doing, they said there's a dance called Guara or something.
Ah, okay, that one.
I was trying to do it, but I think I couldn't do
That's
it.
a very simple
I'm going to
dance
learn
to
how
do.
to do it, though.
It's a very simple dance.
Do it,
to
let me see.
Yeah. No, I don't do it for people to see.
You do it for who?
It's a simple dance to do.
To do.
Yes,
Do
not
it
for
where?
people to see.
Do
No,
where?
You're by yourself. Do it by yourself. Thanks so much for watching the show today, and it's been great coming your way. And as always, we have it as a pleasure in our hearts to come your way and give you the best. Good morning to all of you, and happy birthday going out to you, Shika Amegashi. Today is your birthday. You turned 17 today.
So your daughter?
Happy birthday to you.
Your daughter's birthday today?
Yeah.
And you made it seem like...
It's a birthday today.
Oh, please. Shika, happy birthday. I need to sing for you. Happy birthday to you.
Ba-dum.
Happy birthday to you.
Ba-dum.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Bam, bam.
May God bless you now.
Padam padam
May
padam
God
padam
bless
padam
you
padam
now.
da da da
May
da
God
da
bless
da
you now.
da.
So you guys see how your father is?
You see, it's called acid jazz.
Wait, what?
So that is how you
Accidental
yeah.
melt. Enjoy the rest of your day. We wish you nothing but the best. We pray that God guides you throughout the day. Whatever you have set, you shall accomplish it. My lovely outfit by Trendy Avenues, my shoes by JB Collection, and my wonderful on-screen husband, Mr. Sedinem Amegashi. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
The land is good.